Today we're tackling something uh, I think pretty much everyone who's trying to learn something new gets frustrated by.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it that you can spend weeks, really studying hard, you ace an exam, maybe nail a big corporate training thing,
Yeah.
and then just a few months down the line, you find you actually can't explain the core ideas at all. It's gone.
Oh, absolutely. That feeling is, yeah, universal. And what's interesting is the sources we're looking at today say it's not really about your effort. It's not your fault.
Okay.
It's more of a systemic problem is baked into the method itself. So our mission really is to diagnose that specific core flaw.
Right.
We want to identify this simple, decades-old model that's still running most education, most training, and figure out exactly why it pretty much guarantees failure for, long-term knowledge.
Okay, let's get into that. So we're talking about a model that's everywhere, basically.
Seems like it, yeah.
But
Yeah.
if it doesn't work well, why is it still around? What are the actual steps? The mechanics of it that our sources say cause the problem.
Well, it's surprisingly simple, and maybe that simplicity is why it's stuck around, It's easy to implement.
Uh-huh.
The model basically just runs on 3 steps, repeated over and over. In classrooms, online, everywhere. First, you just present information, often passively.
Okay. Step 1, present.
Step 2, you test for immediate recall. Think like multiple choice tests, short answers, right after you learned it.
Right, testing what you just saw.
Exactly. And third, you just repeat. You do that cycle again for the next chunk of information. Present, test, repeat.
That sounds, well, incredibly basic. It feels built for just getting through material, maybe, not for deep learning.
That's a good way to put it. Efficiency over effectiveness, perhaps.
So if that's the foundation, this sort of mechanical loop, what does our source material call the kind of knowledge, or maybe the result, that comes out of this? Is there a term for it?
Yeah, there is. They call the outcome of this whole process basic learning.
Basic learning. Okay. The name itself kind of gives it away, doesn't it? It sounds temporary.
It does.
So digging into that, what does basic learning actually mean according to the sources? What's the quality of this knowledge? How long does it last?
Well, basic learning is really defined by how it uses your memory, or maybe how it doesn't use it effectively for the long term.
How so?
It's about taking these individual facts, these loosely connected details, and just sort of shoving them directly into your short-term memory.
Ah, okay. Cramming, basically.
Pretty much, yeah. Because that first step, the presentation, it usually fails to build any real structure or context around the information. So these details just end up floating around disconnected.
Right, so there's no mental framework, no scaffolding to hang the details on.
Yeah.
So they're just vulnerable.
Exactly. Highly vulnerable to just fading away.
Which brings us right back to that initial frustration, doesn't it? You pass the test because the details are fresh in that short-term space. But then, inevitably, the whole thing collapses because there was nothing holding it together long-term.
Precisely. The documented outcome, the thing that happens again and again, is that knowledge gained through this basic learning process is, well, quickly forgotten.
Okay.
And this right here is the crucial insight. This is what we really want you, the listener, to take away from this deep dive. The material is really clear that failure to remember things over time, it's explicitly identified as not a failure of the learner.
That's actually really important to hear.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people feel bad, right? They feel inadequate when they forget something they genuinely worked hard on.
Absolutely. But if you felt that, understand this. The sources point the finger elsewhere. It's not about your memory capacity or your discipline or, how smart you are.
So the blame lies with...
The blame lies squarely with the method. This retention problem is called out as a definite structural failure of the method itself. That simple loop, present, test, repeat, it's just fundamentally flawed if the goal is durable, lasting understanding.
Because it only tests that temporary recall, not real comprehension.
Exactly. It measures memory in the moment, not deep learning over time.
Okay, so we've diagnosed it. The problem is this flawed cycle, present, test, repeat. It only gets you to basic learning, which is temporary by design. And the method itself is responsible for that failure.
That's the core diagnosis, yes.